Hello everyone, this is a how-to video. First of all, I'd like you to see how to download and install the Python and the Lite Integrated Development Environment, IDLE. This is the easiest choice for somebody who is a beginner, and if you are not a beginner and you are used to using Python somewhere, then by all means go ahead and do that. And first of all, first thing first, okay. How to download and install. If you have a relatively new Windows system or you have an relatively new Apple, you will have Apple Store or Microsoft Store. So this is where you go. And in Microsoft Store, let me go back a little bit, you search for Python and you get a bunch of options. Later versions may be available in places, but any one of this would be fine. So I'm going to click on 3.7 and you can click get and it will be installed very easily and very intuitively. So unless you have a Chromebook or some Linux-based system, you don't need to worry about anything. It will be installed quickly. If you have a Chromebook, you can look up the instructions online. In my experience, students who are studying online almost never have Chromebooks, so I'm not really worried about installation from Chromebook, and I don't have a Chromebook to show you how to do that on Chromebook. In any case, if you need it installed in Chromebook, message me, like using inbox, and or come to my office hours. You can look up my office hour time in the syllabus here. Oh no, it's actually in the home. In the home page. There it is. This is my office hours and this is my office number, building G. So come see me and I'll install it for you, or you can figure out how to do that on your own. In any case, Chromebook is not terribly difficult, but may require a little bit more experience to install and get used to using it. In any case, Microsoft Store or Apple Store is a quick way to install what you need. And after that, you can open it. So I'm going to close it so that I can show you how to open it. So the way to edit Python code or look at Python code is you might have to actually search unless you opened it recently. So this is idle with Python 3.10 and that's about as much as we need. Okay, so file. First of all, this is a shell, and in shell you can execute single programming statements like hello, and it will print hello in shell. If you want to do something more significant, you need to create a new file, and I'll just copy paste in here to show you something else. Okay, sorry, Control C, Control V, copy paste it, and when I try to run it first time, it's gonna ask you to save it. So choose a folder where you save it. I have a demo folder on my desktop, and I should publish sort of short programs as I make them in my in-person class. So if I don't, make sure that you remind me, and then I will publish my in-class programs that may be a little different from the ones I will do in my lectures, but this is all about the same material. So anyway, I'm overwriting an existing file in this particular case. And notice that I ran this program, which was in a separate file, and the output was in shell. So this is where the code goes. There may be many lines of code, and the output, whatever you want to print will be shown over here, and the error messages will be here as well. Error messages are normal, and I will talk about them in the lecture. It's a part of your skill to be able to interpret the error messages and correct your code. One more thing I'd like to show you is we have a homework, and if you go to our modules, you'll find a lot of information here, and in particular you will find the link to my YouTube channel with the weekly videos, and this is one of the ways to get to this very video. The other way would be through the home page. And one of the things that you will need to submit is input, processing, and output. There is a starter file, hopefully will make it easier for you to begin coding. It consists of little itty-bitty problems, and when you run it, the result should look like this. And it's sort of disconnected, but that's the output that you get. The color coding is important here, so this name in black is me inputting my name, you will input your name, and actually you will code it so that a user can use it. Somebody that you don't even know can put their name in it, or whatever they choose to, whatever text they choose to use to answer this question. Input your first name. Alright, so there are some hints here, but the main thing I'm going to show you, you will need to download it like this. So I already have some copies there, maybe even a solution there. So I'm going to save it as a new file. And if I click and try to run it, it may happen that you will see a black window appearing and disappearing instantly. Or like you'll be able to enter something and then it will close. That is because by default, py file will be run directly by Python. And Python is a programming language. It's not convenient to edit things by opening it in Python. It's simply impossible to do. That's why we have idle. So this is how you can open that file, unless you do some configuring stuff, which you may. So this is not the file. Downloads. This is the file. Okay, so I'm opening the file. It opens in a new window. Notice that. Now I can try to run it, see if it runs at all. Well, it just prints my name for whatever reason, and it runs it all. And it's done. Okay, so in this file, you will need to, after you did chapter 2, after you listened to lectures and you read the book, you will need to answer these little questions. For example, about the print statement, you want to uncomment this line, that is removing this symbol, and that's the whole first question. The second question, you want to uncomment this and then make this line of code work, because as it is, it has some errors. And you will see those errors as soon as you uncomment. Even by color coding, you will see that this is supposed to be a string, and this is supposed to be, it's just, you see that Python does not interpret this correctly. So if you have seen chapter 2 videos, you see what you need to do, such as escape characters. Question 3, people don't understand it correctly, so I'm going to actually tell you something here. You are supposed to ask the user to input first and last name. So not my name. Let's delete this right away. Not my name, not your name. Somebody who is a user who will be using your program, who will be running your program, will be able to put in their own names, and their names are going to be printed back to them in the next part of the question. And you will use the input function for that, and chapter 2 will explain how to do that. So that is important. And on to the last part. There is some data. You are supposed to do the computation in Python. And please do use variables and don't use 1.99 times 2.35. I want you to actually use the variables price per pound and weight and create a formula like what should be the total cost. How do you find it? And the last little bit is format your cost to 2 decimal points. Our book does it using format function. And you can find it in chapter 2. And I mentioned it in my lecture. Or alternatively, you can use round or round function. That's another option to achieve the same result. I don't care really which one you use. If you as long as it actually appears the way it should appear. Alright, so that is a quick homework review. And after you're done editing your code, you go back here, let me do a student view. You do start assignment, and then you upload it back. After you edited this file from, well, in this case it's in downloads, well, upload, and you are done with the homework. Alright, that's all I was going to say.